In this story, Trunks, Goku, and Gohan are in a competition to sell Girl Scout cookies. You go first.
Girl Scout cookies. Good gracious. Okay. So, the three of them decide to camp out at 3 separate locations as to not interfere with each other's sales. And so, Goku decides to park outside of a Capsule Corporation hub. Gohan decided to park outside of his school. Wait, which one are we talking about? High school or like little one or?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. All right, outside of his school, and then Trunks decides to go to the future, where he can sell more cookies than anyone else because the Girl Scout cookies have gone extinct in the future because androids. They decided that Girl Scout cookies were evil against androids.
Switch.
Meanwhile, in the present, Gohan isn't having much luck selling cookies outside of his school. So he decides to dress himself as Saiyaman. And in exchange for saving people's lives, they have to buy his cookies. So a man is getting ready to get hit by a train. Gohan flies down. Sir, if I save you from this train, will you buy my cookies?
Switch.
Goku, realizing he was falling drastically behind in the competition, decides to use his instant transmission to teleport to every house in the world to make them buy all of his cookies, so that way Trunks in the future couldn't sell any of them because there'd be no money left in the past.
Story.
Trunks, realizing Goku's plan, goes back into the past before Goku even learned the instant transmission and started selling his cookies then, causing multiple cookie time paradoxes. And poor Gohan doesn't have time travel or instant transmission, so he's kind of boned on this one.
Switch.
Alright, this thing is on. Now, as for Trunks, it just so happened that one of the people who bought his cookies happened to be a professor who was doing experiments on apes. And it just so happens what he didn't know was that these were very special Girl Scout cookies, as they had the ability to make animals more intelligent. And it just so happened that one of the apes managed to get a hold of one of those cookies, ate it, and became intelligent. So intelligent that he gave himself a name, Caesar.
Switch.
With Trunks' help, the apes rose up against their human masters. And Caesar said, and from this day forward, my apes and Trunks, we will plot and conspire towards the inevitable day when we control this world and take control of the supplies of delicious Girl Scout cookies. Let this mark the beginning of the day of the planet of the Girl Scout cookies and the apes.
Okay. You go.
And now, the world being conquered by apes and Girl Scout cookies, all in one, they decide that the world is not enough. James Bond has nothing to do with this. So they decide, what about the afterlife? Since these cookies are just so good, that why don't we transfer them into the afterlife? Thus affect... What is his name?
King Yama? Yama, Kai.
That guy, yes. King Kai, yes. And so they begin invading his world and his realm with the little people with the horns on their heads in hell.
That would be King Yama.
Yes. And so they invade this world with their monkey intelligence and their Girl Scout cookies turning all of these people over to the cookie side of the world and the force, thus causing a cookie catastrophe.
Switch.
Well, by this point, it's pretty clear that Trunks has won the competition, but he's also destroyed the universe. And so, he once again has to travel back in time. Back further than the cookie incident, back further than the monkeys. We're talking back into primordial ooze, where Kami's just sitting there deciding, you know what, if I'm going to rule this world, I got to split myself in two. Well, Kami's the only one around at this point, so Kami's going to have to buy all those damn cookies.
Switch.
And the prequel to that event, before they went back in time, Nappa, realizing that there were delicious cookies to be had, rises from the grave. He's like, hey, Vegeta, can I have a cookie? Can I, Vegeta, can I? Please? Can we go to the Bug Planet? Please? And Nappa, who somehow managed to accumulate all of the world's money at this point from when the world was destroyed, the currency turned into bananas from the 8th block. Uses all of the bananas to buy as many cookies as he can, thus thwarting Trunks' plan of trying to go back in time to sell Kami all the cookies.
Switch.
With Kami's plan having been successful and him having acquired all the world's Girl Scout cookies, he turns them into a great big giant cookie ball, and then, proceeding to use his special paintbrush, created a giant Monty Python foot with which he used to squash the cookies. With that incident being done, he looked on Gohan, Goku, and Trunks and say, "Now, boys, I understand you guys want to make a profit from all these Girl Scout cookies, but next time, please be more careful with the ingredients you put in these Girl Scout cookies."
Switch.
And the three of them look at him and apologize. But in the midst of all this, they wonder how that ingredient got in the cookies. And so they go to the Girl Scout cookie factory, and they discover that it's been Boo the whole time who's been making cookies out of Girl Scouts! Who knew? And so they decide, now is the time, the four of them, because it's going to help. It's going to help. The four of them are going to defeat Boo and stop him from turning Girl Scouts into cookies so that they can become Girl Scout cookies literally, and then be sold, in which he knew about the fact that they would go and be eaten by monkeys, which would then up their intelligence, because Girl Scouts are quite intelligent.
Switch.
Boo, unfortunately for them, was also working in conjunction with Cell, who by that point had turned himself into a giant monster cookie. And it was banana nut, and nobody wanted to eat it, so that was out. So Cell, this giant roving cookie, was attacking that area out in the middle of nowhere where they always fight. Because there's so much to attack. And Goku decides he's going to have to call upon the power of the Spirit Bomb, which will, again, destroy the Earth, but nobody's sure if the Earth is destroyed or not by this point anyway. So, he calls upon the Spirit Bomb, and it, in turn, kills Boo, because Boo's the one gun.
Switch. Give it a good ending.
And once Goku used the Spirit Bomb to destroy Boo, and while the planet was being destroyed, he decided to instant transmission himself onto the planet Namek, thus killing off all the competition, thus making Goku the winner.